Lonzo Ball, easily one of the league's biggest wild cards, a star at both Chino Hills and UCLA. The number 2 Lakers pick was compared to NBA greats such as Manu Ginobili and Chris Paul on draft night. Yet, from his wildly inconsistent play to his inefficient jump shot, many believe that he has not lived up to expectations. But while Lonzo's off-court distractions and numerous injuries have taken their toll, there is hope that in New Orleans he can develop into the elite point guard that we all expected him to become. However, there's still a lot most people don't know about the oldest Ball brother. So today, we're going to be going over the top 10 things you didn't know about Lonzo Ball. Before we get started though, make sure you subscribe to NBA Zone and hit that notifications button so that you can be sure not to miss out on any of our latest content. With so much news surrounding the off-court antics of his family, and especially of his father LeVar, it's easy to forget that Lonzo has been sidelined for much of his playing career. The most serious injury to date came in January of 2019 when a collision with James Harden put him out of service for 35 games with an ankle sprain. He almost matched this in his rookie season, sitting out 30 games thanks to various shoulder and knee issues. The crazy thing is that when tallied up, Lonzo has sat out in almost a third of his playing career. In other words, he's the dictionary definition of injury prone. But hey, for a player who spends almost as much time in physiotherapy as he does on an NBA court, we think he isn't doing all that bad. It turns out that Lonzo is not only a smart player on the court, but was an excellent student in the classroom. According to former Chino Hills coach Steve Bike, Lonzo could remember everything, and all his teachers would say he's their favorite student. Given that he had a 4.0 GPA coming out of high school, it appears that Lonzo's academic IQ is on par with his basketball IQ. You may be surprised to hear that on top of being a basketball player, Lonzo has a majority stake in his own business. However, considering that the business is the Big Baller brand, this becomes a little less impressive. The venture, which dates back to 2016, has been an absolute train wreck. Not only does it have an F rating from the Better Business Bureau, but they were sued by apparel company Closet Collection for missing payments on clothes they were contracted to make on the Big Baller brand's behalf. However, this isn't even the worst of their problems. Big Baller brand's biggest headaches have come from major shareholder Alan Foster. After a detailed report from their accountant, it turned out that Foster had embezzled $1.5 million from the Ball family through his access to the brand's accounts. The con man, who served 7 years in prison for money laundering and mail fraud, was released by the company in early 2019. However, with Foster now fighting the brand in court, time will tell if Lonzo will let the business get in the way of basketball. Rather than sign a deal with an established brand like Nike, Adidas, or Air Jordan, Lonzo opted to launch his own signature shoes, the ZO2s, made by, you guessed it, Big Baller brand. However, not only were the shoes sold at a ridiculously expensive price of $495, but according to Lonzo himself, he had to switch them every quarter because they would just rip. Eventually getting tired of the defective ZO2s, in games he now sports shoes from Nike, Jordan, Adidas, and Under Armour, despite not having a shoe contract from any of these 4 brands. However, if you want your shoes to rip just like Lonzo's did, you can still find the ZO2s on the BBB website for the recently lowered price of $179. What a steal. Lonzo has a baby mama. That's right, on July 22nd, 2018, his now ex-girlfriend Denise Garcia gave birth to their daughter Zoe Christina Ball. However, despite the two having a child, they've had an on and off relationship for the past couple of years. Unfortunately for Lonzo, this has become super messy. Whether it's calling up his new girlfriend Courtney Canejo to challenge her to a fight, calling Lonzo a deadbeat dad on social media, or threatening to write a Ball family tell-all if Lonzo didn't fork up $30,000 a month in child support, she's been a continued headache for Lonzo throughout much of his playing career. Undoubtedly, this is doing no favors for his on-court performance. The list of off-court achievements seems endless for Lonzo, as on top of having a reality TV show and business, he is also a self-styled rap artist. Following in the footsteps of other basketball-turned-rappers such as Jason Kidd, Allen Iverson, and Kobe, he has tried to make a name for himself in the music industry, releasing his first single, Mellow Ball 1, in 2017, and his first album, Born to Ball, in 2018. He's really been on a roll. In fact, he made more songs than he did free throws in 2018. However, considering that Born to Ball only got a 2.6 out of 5 from Hip Hop DX, maybe it's time for Lonzo to hold off on the rapping and just stick to basketball. Along with the rest of the Ball family, Lonzo is featured in his own reality TV series, Ball and the Family. Appearing on Facebook Watch, the series began in 2017 and has run for a total of 5 seasons to date. Detailing life in the Ball household, it does not shy away from drama. From playing up the tension between Lonzo and LeVar over the Big Baller brand, to highlighting the relationship struggles between Denise and Lonzo, it is an entertaining look into one of basketball's most controversial families. However, given that the show only has a 6 out of 10 rating on IMDb, don't expect it to premiere on Netflix or Hulu anytime soon. Everyone knows that Lonzo was a star at Chino Hills, but how good was he really? Well, his most impressive stats came in his last 2 years at the school. In his junior year, he averaged 25, 11, and 9, not too shabby, but it was in his senior year that he truly dominated. With near identical stats, he led Chino Hills to a 35-0 season, and the team eventually went on to win a state title and undisputed spot as the best high school basketball team in the country. As a result of his efforts, Lonzo was awarded some of the nation's top basketball honors, including the Naismith Prep Player of the Year, the USA Today Boys Basketball Player of the Year, the Morgan Wooten National Player of the Year, and Mr. Basketball USA. Therefore, it wouldn't be a stretch to say that Lonzo Ball and his 35-0 Chino Hills Huskies were among the best to ever play high school basketball. Any fan of Lonzo will know that he has an interesting relationship with the number 2. His jersey number is 2, his former signature shoes were the ZO2s, he has 2 brothers, he started playing basketball at the age of 2, he was selected with the number 2 pick in the NBA draft, and heck, even his father averaged 2.2 points in college. However, the reason why he chose the number 2 as his jersey number has nothing to do with either his family or basketball. The story goes that since his last name starts with the letter B, he was always number 2 on any class list. Therefore, as a kid, he decided it would be fitting to make that his jersey number, and it's stuck ever since. Even before Lonzo got drafted into the league, he was constantly getting berated for his jump shot, and the criticism was warranted. The shot was often called funky and unorthodox from the nicest of critics, and with a field goal percentage of only 36% and 3-point percentage of only 30.5% in his rookie year, it seemed like they were right. It's also not hard to see why the jump shot was flawed. Although he is a right-handed shooter, he was dipping the ball to his left thigh and releasing it from the left side of his head. However, once arriving in New Orleans, he started working on his form under assistant coach Fred Vinson. With Vinson, he cleaned up his shot immensely. He now loads the ball at a more central location, allowing his right hand to work less hard and his guide hand to be more effective. And with Lonzo now shooting 41% from the field and 38% from 3 in the 2019-2020 season, these corrections seem to have worked. Considering that even Jalen Rose called it an improved jumper and Raja Bell noted that it had less herk and jerk in it, let's hope that this translates into an increased stat line and an increased number of wins for the Pels next season. Thanks for watching, and we hope you liked the video. Let us know down in the comments below what your thoughts are on Lonzo Ball, and if you think he will be a future All-Star. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more NBA content.